when it comes to hitting the gym, there's a fear out there that if you're a woman, you might bulk up if you're working with weights. But the truth is, well, that's just a myth. Here to discuss this is my personal trainer, Sean Hope Ross, who also happens to be the strength and conditioning coach for the Calgary Hitmen. That one's probably first on your business card, not personal trainer to start with. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about this, because I know that my husband and I had this discussion when I first started working out with you, and he expressed some concern that I might get too big.
No, not true. I mean, everybody can add muscle, and if your goal was to get big, as a female, you definitely can put on muscle mass if you trained in your hypertrophy zone. If your goal was to increase each muscle group, and you worked it, every second day, and you focused on that, sure, you can get big. But if you want to just be toned, you should be lifting heavy weights. I mean, you'll get the best results if you lift heavy weights, woman or man or woman.
Okay, well, we're going to take a look at some visuals. You actually shot one of our workouts last week. So why is that? Because we actually, when I work with you, we use weights that are much heavier than I could really do by myself, or even thought that I could lift.
Right. Well, the average woman has about 1/16 the amount of testosterone that a man has. So, I mean, if you train in your hypertrophy zone, which is failing between 8 and 12 repetitions, you're not going to bulk up the way that a man would, period. You just don't have the genetic makeup to put on muscle mass that way.
Now, a lot of the things that we do are also sort of in sequence, so why is that? How does that help? Right.
Well, I guess what I do with most of my clients is I'll run small mini circuits where you'll do a lower body exercise, a plyometric, and then an upper body exercise. What that does is it basically confuses the body, because your heart's forced to pump blood to your legs when they're working, and then you do a plyometric, which is a jump, increases even more blood flow. And then you do an upper body exercise where your heart has to pump the blood back from your legs through your heart and back into your upper body. So it's basically you're getting a cardiovascular effect as well.
Okay, so talk about how we've sort of whizzed through a lot of the components of the workout. But talk about, because we always start with a bunch of cardio. Obviously, diet and exercise pairing is also important. But the cardiovascular component is very important as well.
Absolutely. I mean, can you look ripped and be lean just watching your diet and lifting weights? Absolutely. But you're not getting the cardiovascular effect. You're not getting heart health. So we end up, if I see a client like yourself 2 or 3 times a week, we'll spend that first, basically the first 20 minutes or so getting your heart rate up, getting you into your fat burning zone, and then the rest of the workout we'll try and keep you in that, keep your heart rate elevated to at least 70% of your max heart rate the whole time.
I wonder if we can come back to one of the leg exercises, the sort of split squats we have there. I don't know if this is possible, but talk about working with those like big muscle groups and how that helps.
Yeah, the biggest thing, I mean, the bigger the muscle group, the more blood flow it takes to work that muscle. So if you want to spike your metabolism, you need to work the big muscle groups. Here you're doing a split squat or a stationary lunge. The amount of blood flow that it takes for your heart to pump down to your legs. And then here you're doing a plyometric, so there's a ton of blood flow. Like I said, you're getting a lot of cardiovascular effect, but just through weight training, you'll spike your metabolism for the rest of the day.
I'm working really hard there.
You really are. It's impressive.
I want people to know. And finally, Sean, before we let you go, I mean, I guess there are a lot of fitness philosophies out there. What do you think that people need to be aware of if they're jumping into something like this?
Well, I think the biggest thing is that, there's so many new classes and so many new studios that are opening, and a lot of the traditional stuff and traditional weight training, in my opinion, is the best way to go. I mean, everyone has things that they like, but I've found in 20 plus years in this industry that you get your best results when you lift heavy, and when you really push your body. And the other thing is it needs to be safe. Your routine needs to be safe, and it needs to be done with somebody who knows what they're doing.
Yeah, and I definitely advocate for people helping you out, people like You, Sean Hope-Ross, strength and conditioning coach for the Calgary Hitmen, also my trainer. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank
if
you
people
very
want
much.
to find you or get in touch with you, how do they do that?
Best way right now would be my email is seanhr22@gmail.com.
Well, if you can't remember that, we have it posted
Yes.
on our website, breakfasttelevision.ca, for links and information. I'll see you later at the gym.
Yes.